ATP, what it do with your boy Clay? More rain. Back at you guys with another one. Salute to all my subscribers. You know how it goes. If this is your first time tapping into the content, hit the subscribe button. Hit your bell icon as well so you all get alerts and all this content is dropping. So let's get right into it, man. I got a little bit of time, man. Let's get right into it. Turkey steps out on the scene and announces a new card for May. Gets on the Twitterverse and puts out messages just letting the whole boxing space know what he's doing. And as usual, when he drops some information, it's shaking up the space, right? Listen, no secret out there. You got people out there who just are not here for the whole Turkey movement. But look, man, can't please everybody and everybody can't go. But as far as this content creator, this boxing fan, and then we can be content creators, I couldn't be more excited. Let's see what we got on the menu here as Turkey announces a May card. You guys heard about the May card. It was supposed to be, well, it is Ryan Garcia, right? Versus, who's Ryan Garcia fighting again? Rolly Romero, right? And then, of course, Devin Haney in his return. Both these guys, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, making their return, obviously. Ryan Garcia coming off of a suspension for a year for using performance enhancement drugs, but coming April, that suspension is going to be lifted. So in May, Turkey wastes no time. We'll have him fighting against Rolly Romero for his tune-up or stay busy fight. And then, of course, Devin Haney himself will be making his return as well, as he went ahead and took a little bit of a hiatus from the space as well with Ryan Garcia. He'll be making his return against Jose Ramirez. But here's the sneaky matchup put on the card that we thought was going to be in Alcatraz, but it turns out Teofimo Lopez is going to be on this card as well. So we have 3 fighters that Turkey has recently signed the Riyadh Season 3 fight deals. All 3 of these guys are tied in and supposed to be fighting each other at one point or another. I first thought that it was going to be Teofimo Lopez against Richardson Hitchens. I'm not going to lie to you. When I saw Hitchens didn't get the offer and the announcement was made that he was going to be available to fight in May, as far as Teofimo, I started to have my doubts as to who he was going to fight. Thought maybe to be a catchweight fight or a fight that would send him closer to 147, being that this is exactly where Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are going to be competing at and where Teofimo is going to be fighting the winner of that fight. But look, he'll be defending his WBO title against his mandatory. Finally, Arnold Barboza gets an opportunity to fight for that belt. Arnold Barboza has been on this roller coaster ride, been a number 1 mandatory guy for Teofimo for a long time. He actually had vacated the interim title at one point in order to just make a little bit more money because he was paying all those sanctioning fees and never seemed to be getting anywhere closer to getting a fight with Teofimo Lopez. But recently fought Jack Catterall for redemption title eliminator, beat Jack Catterall and walked away with an interim WBO title, put him right back there as a mandatory, as a number 1 guy to fight Teo. Seems like that's the fight they're going to be going with. Great matchups. Can't wait to see it. It's supposed to be in Times Square, New York. I mean, listen, I hear they're building a whole entire little mini stadium down there in the center of Times Square. Rumors have it that it's going to be free to the public to come see that fight. I'm interested in seeing how that's going to get dealt with. I don't know if I'm going to go to that fight or not. Free is always whenever you deal with free, usually, what I'm saying? You ever hear that saying, you never mess with somebody who has nothing to lose, right? Have something to lose. Yeah, man. Free is always dangerous, but we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But either way, mega card. I'm sure it's going to be plenty of cards showing up later on in the coming weeks as far as the undercard is going to be concerned. Can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. But outside of that, Turkey continues to put messages out there. Actually sends a message out to Gervonta Tank Davis. It was pretty interesting to see what he sent out there to Tank Davis, letting Tank Davis know on a tweet. Let me read the tweet. I'm not going to put it up on the screen. I'll just read it. It says, "I don't blame Tank Davis for anything that he says. He doesn't know me, and if I put myself in his position, if he sees Crawford making in 2 fights more with 5 times than all what Tank made in his career, this is a natural reaction from him," he says. "We will let him keep talking, and we will continue making great cards, and Crawford will continue to think on how he will spend his money." Ouch. This little back and forth with Terrence Crawford and Tank basically being negative or indifferent with what Turkey's doing, and obviously the fan base of Tank Davis, and I would say the PBC as well, been very negative towards what Turkey Al-Sheikh's doing. It just seems like as of late, Turkey is starting to push back a little bit, right? So Turkey takes his own little shot, digs at Tank Davis a little bit, just to kind of make it clear, just to set the record straight that the fighters he's dealing with are getting the biggest paydays, right? I mean, this thing is going to get petty, it seems like. It's funny as a fan to watch this kind of happen. All publicity is good publicity, I guess. And Turkey's decided to go ahead and participate in the Twitter wars, stating his claim on what's going on in the space, and just kind of, flexing a little bit, letting it be known that, listen, I'm the wave. I'm over here hosting the biggest stages. I'm on my way to being the biggest thing that ever hit boxing. Currently, probably the biggest thing that ever hit boxing. In my own right, a face of boxing, maybe the face of boxing. And just to let you know, I see you out there doing your thing. That's cute. But what we're doing over here is a complete different thing. If you knew better, you do better. But it seems like you're going to choose to stay out there. That's okay. As he stated, we're going to go ahead and move forward and continue to put these great cards together. And, Terrence Crawford is going to continue to get these paydays and continue to think about how he's going to invest his money, become richer and even more stable and even more financially free than he ever thought he was going to be. I'm sure right now that the boxing space and this information coming out is tearing up the algorithm, right? As plenty of Tank fans are out there coming to the defense of Tank, trying to attack Turkey right now, trying to put some perspective and context to what Turkey said. I'm sure most of the fans don't believe it, right? Probably calling Turkey a liar and things of that nature. And, being that the fans stay counting Tank Davis's pockets, right? Let's be honest. They probably know what's in Tank's bank account more than Tank does, if you ask a Tank fan, right? Sure, they're going through all the records on YouTube and looking at what Wikipedia's posted up as money he's made in each fight, and adding up and carrying the one, and subtracting the Lamborghini, the Ferrari, the mansion. They probably already done came up with the solid number and probably already debunked it and proved that Tank has made more money than Terrence Crawford at this point, right? It is what it is. But look, the biggest thing at the end of the day is, as fans, the fights need to be made, right? So let's see what happens. Tank Davis just had his weigh-in today against Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach weighed in at an even 135. I think Tank came in at 133.8 or somewhere in that range. He's in great shape. Let's see him get through this fight. Wish Lamont Roach, wish Gervonta Tank Davis the best. Let's see what happens after the fight. There's an announcement that we're all waiting on, obviously. People are trying to see who Tank is going to call out. That's what the rumor is in the streets. Let's see who he calls out. Maybe it's Shakur. Maybe it's Keyshawn. Maybe it's the winner of Rayo and Gary Antoine. Maybe he's cutting weight down to go fight Monster anyway. We talked about this plenty of times, right? That's what we should be concerned about, right? I was going to say what we are concerned about, but what we should be concerned about. Their pays and how much money they're making. What do we care as boxing fans? But I do think it's adorable and it's cute at this point to see Turkey taking the time out of his day to go ahead and respond to Tank Davis. Clearly at this point has heard enough from Tank Davis and seen what's been going on out here, probably in the social media space, and decided to go ahead and participate in the game and have a little bit of fun. Why not? You guys are flexing. Let me flex a little bit and, kind of show you where my arms reach and how far my arms can reach out there. We're listening to you guys, says Turkey, and here's a response. Either way, great news. Big announcement coming out May. This card is going to be a great card right there in Times Square. I guess this answers the questions for the people who may have been wondering if Turki Al-Sheikh will put any more events in America. Looks like he is right there in New York Times Square. Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero, Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, and we've got Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barbosa. That's just the headline as far as on the main card, right? We don't even know what the undercard is going to be. Turkey never half-assed it. I'm expecting great announcements on whoever the fighter is going to be, and I'm sure if that makes you mad, look, not for everybody. I'm sure Jake Paul has something going on soon, and you guys will be able to tap into that. But let me know what you think, man. What do you guys think about this card? Let me know in the comments. Is this a beautiful card getting ready to be set up here? This is supposed to be the prequel to ultimately Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney 2. They'll be on the same card. This puts them right on the same schedule. So, hopefully they do what they're supposed to do in their fights, get their wins, and we can move full. We can move forward into setting up the next big card, which is them fighting each other in October. I think the game plan is still, after Tiafimo does this, to get the winner between Jerron Boots Ennis and Stanionis, as Tiafimo should be making his debut at 147 pounds, challenging a unified champion, hopefully, in which whoever wins this fight between Stanionis and Boots, they'll be unified champions, and Tiafimo will be making his debut at 147 pounds, right? That's what we know thus far, at least. Things can change. You know, a good friend of mine once said, things are always able to be changed in boxing, you know? But look, it is what it is. That's the information now. Let me know what you think in the comment section about that. And sure, go ahead and comment on Turkey's message to Tank Davis, kind of let him know that Terrence Crawford's been making a whole lot of money, and, you know, kind of flexing on him a little bit. Is he going too far, or is it all fun in love and war? It's your boy Claymore Ring. This is the ATP Combat Media Show. Once again, salute to all my subscribers. If this is your first time tapping into this content at this time, I'm going to invite you to go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Please remember to hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button, so you are getting alerts when all this content is dropping. Also, feel free to drop a like on the video. Helps it on the algorithm. But until the next one, it's your boy Rain. It's the ATP Combat Media Show. And at this point, yes.